Hey guys, welcome to the show. Sri Lankan Sammi in Cebu. Just back from the beach today. It is 5 o'clock in Cebu. Thank you for joining me. I am Sri Lankan Sammi. Welcome to the live stream today. Midweek Podcast. Today we are going to answer viewer questions. These are questions that I've seen on the chats, on the comments. First of all, thank you so much, guys, for commenting, liking, sharing, supporting the channel. Continue to do what you're doing. I love it. If you like what you see, please support the channel and comment, like, subscribe, share. Click that bell icon. I love it when you guys say that you do that. It's just so happy. Gosh, we're killing it. And it's all because of you guys. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Wednesday here in Mactan, Newtown. Today was a beautiful day. Let me tell you something. Going to the gym every day, I'm loving it. I'm so tired this morning, but I said I had to go. And I got down to the gym and I was so happy. It was just wonderful going to the gym. And I'm actually going to double my workout. So I'm going to have a morning workout and an afternoon workout. So I'm using an online tool to help me set that up so I'm not hurting myself and I'm getting the most out of it. Actually bumped into someone who knew that I was a teacher, a Korean mom, and she actually wants me to teach her kids online when she gets back to Korea next week. So there's a bonus. Another contract is starting in 3 weeks. Not another contract, a contract that I have had for a while is coming back. Easy Saturday and Sunday morning classes. Oh, it's so easy. I just have to wake up and sit there. It's so easy. I just signed on 2 new students. So money is good. Work is good. I'm excited. I was talking with Paul earlier. I'm not going to take a lot of my stuff back with me. I'm going to leave a lot of it here. Clothes, 50-50, like just a couple of things. I don't need a lot because I have a lot of stuff in Sri Lanka. And what the other thing is that I'm going to bring a lot of new clothes with me. So I'm going to leave a lot of clothes here. And I'm going to buy a bunch of new stuff to use and bring with me when I come, because I'm going to be staying a year. I didn't bring that many clothes. So I should bring some t-shirts to sleep in. I should bring some more warm clothes, some more socks, underwear, and a few more dress shirts for when I go out. And also I have to buy all new Formula One because the livery has changed. And also these shirts are tighter on me now because I've been working out so much. So guys, please say hi where you're from. And that's not good for the music. Let's reset that music. Say hi where you're from, and let's talk about viewer questions. All right. Got a lot of stuff coming online, and I think you guys are going to like. I am actually going to be interviewing a visa consultant soon to talk about visas here in the Philippines. Anuj is coming next week, so we're going to be partying with him and hanging out. We're probably going to end up on the beach, on the islands again, so stay tuned for that. And let's jump onto the questions. I have them written down here, so we're going to do that. By the way, guys, I have an interesting story to tell you about protecting your data when you are traveling. There are reports from people I know here in Mactan, Newtown, that a couple of people have had their phones cloned and someone was trying to access their bank account information. So protect yourselves when you travel. VPN, use a burner phone. Don't carry around your phone that has your banking information on it. Get a burner phone if you need to go outside of your apartment, because if it happens in your home country, then it's okay. You have resources at your disposal. When it happens outside your home country, what are you going to do? You're really stuck. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a vlog coming up. So I'm going to do the vlog actually tomorrow because we have a storm coming in on Friday. So there's nothing to do except sit in the house or under the canopy outside in a restaurant and just hang out. So let's jump into these. If you guys have any questions, comment in the chat and I will definitely answer them. Oh, I also found out something about, as you guys know, I'm monetized now. And on my old channel, my YouTube was connected to South Korea. My new channel, my YouTube is connected to Sri Lanka, so that the banking goes through Sri Lanka. The problem is Sri Lanka, it does not qualify for super chats and memberships. So I can't have memberships on this channel. And I cannot have super chats. You cannot sponsor me inside the chat room. That's why you have to use Buy Me a Coconut. That's the only way for you to support me directly. So that sucks. Well, it actually doesn't, because Buy Me a Coconut does have memberships, and it does have sponsorships. And I get more of the funds than I do through YouTube, which is great. So let's start with the questions. Thanks again for joining, guys. Why did you choose to live in Sri Lanka? And what do you like and dislike about it? Well, I chose to live in Sri Lanka for many reasons. Well, a few really important reasons. Number one, I'm a citizen. Plain and simple, I'm a citizen. No issues coming in and out of the country. One of the worst things and stresses that I had about traveling in Southeast Asia over the last 20 years is visas. The visa issue causes stress because you don't know whether or not your visa is going to be renewed. You have no control of it. It's up to the immigration officer. Now, they particularly don't deny, but you have no control. So you make all these plans and you do everything, and then it doesn't work out. What are you going to do? There's no recourse. You're not a citizen. But in Sri Lanka, I'm a citizen. Number two, I have a house, my parents' house, and I have support, like emotional support, not financial, emotional, and security. Number three, it was at the beginning of COVID. So where I live in Sri Lanka, and being Sri Lanka, it's remote. So I was in the number one and number two most infected countries in the world in South Korea. It was China, South Korea, and USA. I mean, the whole world was infected, but the spread was huge in Korea. It was one of the first countries infected. What do I like about Sri Lanka? And that was mainly it. Family, security, citizenship, and the fact that it's always warm. I don't have any winter. What do I dislike? They don't have, in my personal opinion, again, this is just my personal opinion, it's not a fact, okay? They have beautiful beaches, but not the way I like them. Close to a major population center, there are no pristine beaches. The west coast of the country is really difficult to go in the water. You can't, near my house, impossible to go in the water. I've never been in the ocean in Colombo or in Negombo. My feet, my knees, but I've never gone swimming in the ocean. It's just not possible. The current is just too wild. The waves are too crazy. And in Negombo, the water's polluted. So I dislike that. If I wanted a nice beach, I would have to travel hundreds of kilometers away and be on the other side of the island, which is 24 hours by car, to try to get back to like a population center. So that's what I don't like about it. And it's really strange, but I am an expat. In Sri Lanka, I'm an expat in the eyes of Sri Lankans, but in the eyes of foreigners, I'm a local. And I enjoy socializing with foreigners because I'm a foreigner, right? I'm Western. I'm not Sri Lankan. I am a citizen. I am blood Sri Lankan, but culturally I'm not. Actually, today is the 5-year anniversary. It's actually Sri Lanka's Independence Day today. Today is the 4-year anniversary of the day I left Korea for the last time. I left Korea 4 years ago today. It doesn't feel like 4 years. It feels like 6 or 8. But 4 years, that's a long time. And it's also Sri Lanka's 78th Independence Day. So that's interesting as well. What made you start the Retire in Southeast Asia lifestyle? And what pushed you to do it now? Well, I have always wanted to live somewhere warm. And moving to South Korea was an escape from Canada. And after I settled in South Korea and built myself a life, there was no reason to leave because I was making great money. I was having a wonderful time. I had a social life. I had influence, power, money, status. I was running the second biggest nightclub in Korea. I was infamous, a little famous, but it was a great life. I had everything I wanted, but then it all ended with COVID. Everything closed, so there's no more job. So it was time to decide, hey, I got to start thinking about retirement. So I moved to Sri Lanka, and in 4 years, I saved enough money to retire because all I did was work. I worked 40, 60 hours a week. There was nothing else to do. So what pushed me to move to Cebu is finally I've earned enough money and I've done enough and I'm tired. I'm not burned out, but I've done enough. And it's time to reap the rewards of my life. Mom and dad are fine. I came originally to take care of them, but now they're being taken care of by nurses, maids, cooks, houseboys, everything. There's more people in the house working than there are living. So it's great. I don't have to worry about them anymore. What does your monthly budget look like in real life? Rent, food, transportation, utilities, and fun. Well, I've done a couple of videos on cost of living, and here in Cebu, I'm averaging my cost of living. And here's the thing, because I was also on vacation mode, okay? So, some months I was spending $2,000. Other months I'm spending $1,000. It all depends on how much entertainment costs you have. So I would say that on average, you should be about, let's see, about $1,300 a month. That's what you should be budgeting for, US dollars. You should be budgeting about $1,300 US dollars a month is what I do. And that is for living in a place where I live, right? So living where I live, you could lower that to $1,000 a month if you lived in a cheaper place. Or you could increase it to $2,000 if you lived in a more expensive place. Rent is the biggest cost is 50% of my expenses. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, so those costs are negligible. Motorcycle is my second biggest cost. I don't have health care. And food is my last cost because I like to eat well. Which reminds me, thank you for asking that question, because I have to go online and buy my groceries. I have to put that into calendar there. All right. So that was that question. Let's go. How much does a decent condo cost where you live right now? And what do you get for the money? All right. I can't really answer this question right now because I don't have that data. And this is a very personal question because my choice might not be the same as your choice. So I can't answer that question. I'll say this, $250,000, you can get yourself a very beautiful 1-bedroom condo, ocean facing. Can you sell it for that in 10, 20 years? Absolutely not. You're never going to sell it because foreigners will not buy it from you because they want new. They don't want used. You might be lucky, but you're not going to get $250,000. You're lucky if you could get 50%. That's my personal observation. Condos here are going for 12 to 20 million pesos. You could get a distressed sale for 8 million pesos. Yeah, I've seen it. Terry's probably going to do that because he doesn't really care about the quality all that much. I mean, obviously he's going to make sure the room is mold free and constructed properly, etc., etc., etc. But he doesn't care about the space. It's just someplace to keep his stuff. He's an outdoor guy like me. But I mean, it depends on whether you want to live in Lapu-Lapu or IT Park, or if you want to live in Dumaguete. I can't. It would take forever to answer all that. So the thing is that You don't do it online. You need to come here and shop in person because they don't advertise here. Like there's no online MLS or Zillow like we have in the West. There's no central repository of all the units. You go to a real estate agent, they only know the units that they are booked to sell. They don't know about everything. So you have to go to 5 or 6 or 10 real estate agents to see all the available units. The biggest mistake Westerners make when they first move to Southeast Asia is falling in love too quickly. Or even before. I've talked about this a lot. Don't fall in love before you get here. Don't fall in love too quickly. Don't live in vacation mode. Come here and live in retirement. Yeah, you can have vacation mode for the first little while, but don't spend like you're on vacation because you'll run out of money. Unless you're rich. If someone had 1,500 USD a month, could they live well and where would you send them? Great question. And the answer is, where do you want to live? 1,500 is more than enough to live anywhere in the Philippines except a city. Outside of a city, you can live like a king for 1,500 a month. Okay? No, not a king. You can live an upper middle class lifestyle for 1,500 a month as a single man, not as a couple. These are single man prices. Because like I said, my budget is 1,300, right? What is your honest take on Cebu versus Pattaya versus Nha Trang or Vietnam for retirement? And I've talked about this before. And the answer is all comes down to cost of living, visas, and banking. So cost of living, they're all about the same. About the same. It all comes down to whether you want to live in the countryside, the city, or the beach. And those prices can change depending on where you want to live. Number two, the banking systems. Vietnam is strict. Thailand keeps changing the rules. And Philippines is very easy. And visas. Vietnam has some very definitive rules that if you follow, you can stay long term. Thailand keeps changing their rules and it's ridiculous sometimes. And I'm hearing stories you can't get your money back on a visa deposit. And same thing in Philippines, that the paperwork to get your visa deposit back is ridiculous. But as a tourist, I can stay here for $50 a month for up to 3 years without leaving the country. And then I can leave for 1 day and come back and start all over again. I have talked directly with an immigration officer at the Bureau of Immigration. I said, can I live here forever on a tourist visa? They say, as long as you leave and follow all the rules and leave once a year for a minimum of 24 hours, and you follow all of the laws and rules of your visa, and you don't break the law in your home country or in the Philippines, you can stay here for the rest of your life on a tourist visa. There you go. How do visas work for longer stays and what is the simplest path for most people? Well, the SRRV, the retirement visa in the Philippines, only costs about $4,000 or $5,000. You have to put up $1,500. You have to make $1,000 a month, and you have to pay fees about a few $1,000s, one-time fees. And then you have a yearly renewal that you have to do, which is a few $100s. After 2 years, 2 or 3 years, that visa starts to pay off compared to a tourist visa. You start saving, but really, it's not that much of a difference. Now try getting back your $1,500. But I'm going to be talking with a visa consultant, and that those answers will be given shortly. Guys, can you hold on a second? I have a salmon in the oven. I forgot that I should go check on that. Give me 1 second. It smells great. I wish you guys had smell vision because that salmon smells good. I love salmon. I know it's fake and blah, 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 but it just tastes so good. We have a storm coming in too. We have a low pressure system coming in Thursday night. Today's Wednesday night, Thursday night. It's coming in. And Friday is going to be pouring rain. Saturday and Sunday look like it might be clear, but we'll see what's happening. Saturday morning, I'm going to do my live stream from the streets again, but this time I'm going to have the video like this. And it'll be a much better view. So let's go on. How do you handle healthcare, doctors, prescriptions, and emergencies overseas? Well, I don't have health insurance. I have travel insurance, and I got travel insurance for this trip. I paid like about $100 in Sri Lanka, and I have critical care through my home insurance because I'm healthy and I don't have any pre-existing conditions, right? So if I am sick, like for example, if I had a flu or a cold, I would just go and take care of it myself. If I had my blood tests, I paid $80 for my blood tests, which is the same as what I pay in Sri Lanka. I cracked a bone in my foot. I didn't get treatment, but I got analyzed. I got looked at, x-rayed, and talked to by a doctor. Cost me $100. Now, healthcare like that per month is ridiculously expensive. Now, when I come back here, I am going to get healthcare. And I am going to do a video, a vlog on healthcare for me. Then you guys can decide on what healthcare you want. But I pay for it out of pocket because it's not that expensive. Is it smarter to buy or rent long-term? I'm going to do a video on this as well. If you have any questions right now that I can answer, pop in there and let me know if you have any questions, and I will be happy to answer them live. I have said this before, never buy in Southeast Asia. Number one, the paperwork is ridiculous. Number two, you can never really own it. Condos, yes, but land, no, you can't. The paperwork is ridiculous, and trying to sell it after the fact is just ridiculous. You're never going to make your money back. You can keep it generational if you have family, but I don't, so who am I going to give it to, right? and it locks you into one place. So for example, if you buy even a distressed condo, that's 20 years of rent. I would rather keep that money in the bank making me money than paying cash to buy a place for $100,000. Right? I could do way more with $100,000 in the bank than I can with $100,000 and not paying rent. There's a give and take there. I mean, gold fell 20%. It's back up 15% today. Let's take a look. My gold fell to 37% in the crash. It's up to 56% right now. I mean, come on. I was up 67%. So I've lost 10%. Big effing deal. I'm up 57% in a year. Who makes 57%? My stocks are up 115%. Now they've stagnated over the last few months because the market is volatile. But who makes that kind of money? Come on. Market could crash 50% and I still wouldn't care. Better than the 10% I made on my term deposit. But buying, unless you are looking at staying in one place forever and you can get a good deal and it's the dream place and you have good amenities and it's built well, then go ahead, right? Hello, Srina. You're from India, and do you live? So just give me some update. I'll answer your question. I have a very good answer for your question. Don't you feel living in Canada is better than migrating to Southeast Asia? So I have an excellent answer for that. Let me ask you this. You're from India, but did you grow up in India and then emigrate to Canada, or are you still in Southeast Asia? So just answer that. Let me know that, and then I'll answer your question very quickly, okay? Because I have some interesting comments about that from a perspective. So let me start off by saying I am Southeast Asian. I'm Sri Lankan, but I have never lived in Sri Lanka. I visited as a tourist a few times, and up until 4 years ago, I never lived there. Okay? So my experience of living in Southeast Asia is very limited. I grew up in the West. I grew up in Europe and in Canada, and then in South Korea for 18 years. I've lived a third of my life in Europe, a third of my life in North America, and a third of my life in South Korea. And the last third of my life, or last quarter of my life, I'll live in Southeast Asia. So US dollars. I'm talking US dollars. I always talk in US dollars. I'll either talk in pesos or US dollars because I haven't touched a Canadian dollar in 22 years. I earn Korean won and convert to US dollars, and Sri Lankan rupees I only use in Sri Lanka. So my Korean won is converted to US dollars and then exported to either Philippines, Thailand, or Sri Lanka, wherever I happen to be. So I am, for all intents purposes, a Westerner. And for me, having a Western background, Western education, Western morals, ideals, and Western finances, for me to live in Southeast Asia is heaven for me, because I like beaches. I like low cost of living, and I like being an outsider, a foreigner. I like being in permanent vacation mode. Now, I can see how thinking Canada is great, but as a foreigner, as a Southeast Asian moving to Canada, the opportunities are huge to earn money and send it back home to take care of your family. I can see that, and I understand the idea behind it. But as a Westerner moving to Southeast Asia, that's my dream. Okay. I want that peace. and let me go back to my videos about why I want to retire in Southeast Asia, to the beginning of my channel, from like the first 3 videos. If you look at those videos, you'll see why. I've answered all those questions before. I want the slow lifestyle. I hate the cold. So being in Southeast Asia, you are fighting against your culture, your society, and billion other people trying to earn a living. And you work hard and you don't make enough money because the salaries are so depressed. Moving to North America or Europe, you can earn so much more money and still live frugally, right? And then send back so much money that would benefit your family. And I understand that. But that's not my situation. My whole family, my mother, my father, my brother, and I are all North Americans. We all lived our full lives, except for my mom and dad, who emigrated, our whole lives in the West. We're all well off. We're all upper middle class. We all have retirement funds. We're all well taken care of. So for me, it's different, right? So just because I'm Southeast Asian, don't look at it like that. Look at me as being a Western person. Just looks Southeast Asian. So thank you for your question. I appreciate it. It's really a great question. And it's a unique perspective because I have it from both sides. I can see why a South Asian would want to go to the West, and I understand that. How safe is daily life walking around? Very safe. In the daytime, very safe. In the nighttime, relatively safe. I haven't experienced anything and I haven't seen anything. Thailand, Vietnam, Cebu, you're 99% safe, even at night, even in like remote areas. I've always said this, you're probably more likely to have an issue with a foreigner, a drunk foreigner, than you are with a local. Scams, there's scams everywhere, in your home country, in every country. And you are the target because they know you have money. And it's not the everyday person, it is the criminal who comes to where the money is. The criminals aren't going to be out in the middle of the countryside, they're going to come to the cities to target where the targets are. So just be careful. Theft, haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything. Traffic is hell in Cebu. Worst traffic ever. I hate it. I just don't go outside the bubble because the traffic's awful. Precautions, I don't go out with gold chains around my neck. You hear this all the time where there are some South Asian guys in Pattaya and they're walking around and they have like this gold chain ripped off their neck. And I'm like, what are you doing walking around with that? Who the heck cares? You're on vacation. Why? The only signature of me having any money is my smartwatch. That's it. Otherwise, I don't walk around with my phone in my hand. I don't walk around with cash or Gucci shoes or whatever. There's nothing like that can tell. Oh, great question here. What is your plan for retirement income and how do you split cash, dividends, and other assets? Okay, so the last 4 or 5 years, I have worked my butt off to save money. And I earned money in South Korea. And then I transferred it to Sri Lanka and bought Sri Lankan rupees with that money. So the buying power of my Korean won was huge. What a Sri Lankan makes in 1 month, I make in 2 days. So there you go. I was offered a really good job when I first landed in Sri Lanka by a friend of mine who knew me in South Korea, and it was an entertainment industry job. And it was a full-time job, and they offered me a salary and a driver to take me back and forth from my home. And the salary was huge, and I showed the offer to my cousin. My cousin is a CEO of a major corporation. And she says, how did you get this offer? And I'm like, she goes, you've been here 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. She goes, this is a great offer. And I said, that's really good money. She goes, yes, especially since you're older, because they age discriminate in Sri Lanka. Well, not age discriminate. They say for someone, a male, 24 to 34 only. There's no discrimination law in Sri Lanka. So anyway, she says, this is great for someone your age. I said, even someone who's 24 would think this is like the most amazing job ever, especially in the entertainment industry. And you know how much it was? $500 a month. And she said that was a great job. I make that in less than 2 days. Yeah, I make that in like 4 or 5 hours. So it's ridiculous. Like I couldn't believe. So my plan for retirement income is I have a pension coming in less than 2 years from Canada. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough. And then I will have the money I saved in Sri Lanka, which has grown by 200%. And I predict it'll grow another 100% within the next year or two. That will all be liquidated. It's in gold and stocks and term deposits. So I've split it 40% stocks, 40% gold, and 20% cash in term deposits. And every time I'm making money, I'm buying more gold. I'm limiting my term deposits because the interest rates are too low right now. I'm making way more money on gold. The stock market is overbought, so I'm just waiting to cash out. In 2 years, what'll happen is I will cash everything out and then I'll put it into term deposits. 5-year term deposits that pay out once a year. So I'll get a once a year check that will supplement my income. The final thing is my YouTube channel. I'm not relying on it, but any money I make from it will be bonus money. It will be party money. I will continue working because I make really good money. If I just worked what I'm working right now, 4 days a week, 10 hours a week, I could support myself. But I wouldn't be saving any money. I would be making just enough to support myself. And that's not a safe thing, because if anything happens to me, if anything happens to my job, I have no money. So the money I have in the bank, the money I have from YouTube, the money I have from my pension is what's going to support me. And all the other money that I make is just extra money. It's never a problem having extra money. What would I do differently if I was starting over at the age of 50 with my current knowledge? That's an interesting question. I don't really know how to answer that. I think what the question is trying to say is like, what mistakes did I make? Well, one of the biggest mistakes was not saving my money or not working hard enough early. I will tell a 20-year-old right now, sacrifice 7 years and you can retire at 40. Sacrifice 7 years of your life. Live like a college student. No vacations, no holidays, no cars, no movies, no eating out. Brown bagging it for 7 years. And then you can live the rest of your life on a beach somewhere. How do I manage money across countries, banking, exchange rates, and avoiding stupid fees? That is a complex question because it's all based on your country's banking. Everybody's always talking about Wise and Western Union and internet banking and blah, 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 PayPal and whatever. I am restricted from those. South Korea and Sri Lanka do not allow those types of services. I cannot use them. So I can't use them. So how do I avoid excess fees? All I can do is SWIFT, which is bank to bank. Well, I am very fortunate that I have a VIP customer in South Korea because I've been with them for 18 years. So before I left, I made sure that I talked to them. I said, listen, I've been a customer with you for so long. I want preferential service. They signed me up because I had a lot of money. And I also knew the president of the company. Didn't hurt. And so I get to purchase US dollars from South Korea at 0% commission. So I get it at market rate. No margin, no fee. So what I do is I have a US dollar account in South Korea and a US dollar account in Sri Lanka. So how I avoid exchange rate problems is that I buy US dollars in South Korea at market rate, then I transfer from South Korea to Sri Lanka. It lands in Sri Lanka as US dollars. There's no exchange. Because if you were to transfer Korean won to Sri Lankan rupees, South Korea exchanges it to US dollars. It flies over as US dollars, lands in Sri Lanka, and is converted to Sri Lankan rupees, all at their rates. I control the rate. Then what I do is I have a special card that has no fees that allows me to withdraw money from either my US dollar account in South Korea or my rupee account in Sri Lanka with no fees from any ATM in the world. So I always keep two ATM cards, one from South Korea, one from Sri Lanka. In the event one breaks or I lose one, I have a backup and I can transfer money. The medical facility available. Don't you consider the fact that medical facility is better in North America, Europe, Korea, where compared to Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia? No. Yes and no. If I break my foot, any doctor anywhere in the world can fix my foot. If I break my arm, if I'm in a car accident, any doctor anywhere in the world can fix me. Okay? I'll tell you this. Thailand has one of the best hospitals in the world. The service and treatment there, just Google it, just YouTube it. Bangkok, Thailand Hospital. YouTube that and see how I've gone to that hospital. Oh my God. Absolutely incredible hospital in Pattaya. The Bangkok, Thailand Hospital. Incredible chain. The ARC hospitals here in Cebu are incredible. And there's also a Maya hospital in Cebu City, which is huge and beautiful. Because here it's private healthcare. In Thailand, it's private healthcare. In Sri Lanka, I go to King's or Durden's, and they're incredible. I don't go to the public hospitals. I go to the private hospitals. Even though they're expensive, they cost, they're still cheaper. Sri Lanka has one of the best eye hospitals in the world. Because they do so many surgeries, they've gotten good. Now, if I had cancer, then I would want to go to Korea, best cancer hospital in the world. If I needed a, heart transplant or kidneys or lungs or something like that, then I would want to go to a Western or North or European hospital or South Korea. But that's why I'm exercising and dieting and taking care of myself, so I don't have to worry about that. There's no history of cancer in my family. I don't have to worry about those things. I just want to be close to a hospital in the event of an accident. And I am. I'm 5 minutes away from the closest major hospital. I'm 15 minutes from one of the best hospitals in Philippines. All right. For international travel, I don't have a Canadian bank account. I am a non-resident citizen, which means I have no assets in Canada, which means I don't file tax returns. The only thing I own in Canada is two things: my passport and my pension. Once I start getting my pension, I will have to start filing tax returns, but I won't pay any taxes because I'm earning below the minimum amount per year. I use my Korean bank to deposit my paycheck, and then I transfer that money to Sri Lanka for my everyday living and my investments. And then in Sri Lanka, when that money lands as US dollars, it stays in that US dollar account, and then I withdraw US dollars from that account for my travel. For my retirement, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up a bank account here in the Philippines and transfer money from Sri Lanka to the Philippines to pay for my life. So I have a Korean bank account. I have two accounts: a Korean won account and a US dollar account. And in Sri Lanka, I have a rupee account and a US dollar account. So what does a normal week look like? Work schedule, YouTube, production, errands, and downtime. So I purposely set up my work schedule Monday to Thursday, and then I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I predominantly work in the mornings and in the evenings. So I have, from local time, from about 1 p.m. till 7 p.m. free to do whatever I want. And in that time, I go to the beach like I did today. I went to the beach from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock. Then I came home and showered and changed, had something to eat, and joined you guys here. In that time, I usually do my production of my videos. Sometimes I do it at night. Sometimes I do it in the morning on the weekends. Whenever I have free time to produce, I produce. Editing is done at night while I'm working. It's very easy to edit. My editing doesn't take a lot of time. It's just uploading and downloading, and processing the video. Errands are done whenever I need to. I don't really need to go out that much because I have everything delivered. But getting fresh fruit like I will tonight, maybe I will have time to go out tonight to buy some fresh fruit, because I don't have any. So I will have to go out and buy some fresh fruit. So I'll go do that if it's not raining. And yeah, because I'm going to need to buy some fruit before Thursday and Friday. And downtime, my downtime is just used meeting up with Terry and Paul, my two great friends that I have here. I've met some really great people. I mean, I don't want to like toot my own horn or anything like that, but it's incredible. I'm walking around and people are always saying hi to me. Now, they know me because I always introduce myself, and it's always good. Hi, I'm Sam from Canada. Where are you from? It's not like, hey, where are you from? It's like, oh, what do you want to know? I'm like, hi, I'm Sam. I'm from Canada. Where are you from? Oh, I'm Joe from here. Great. So every day I'm meeting people. I met people today from Norway. I met people from Philippines, obviously, people from America. Another group of Canadians. Yesterday, I met some people from Mongolia and Koreans, always meeting Koreans. But every day I'm meeting people, and in the elevator, oh, teacher, how are you? They're always saying hi to me. Even the kids, because they know me, because I'll speak Korean to them and they'll be like, oh, I remember you. And I'm bumping into Westerners in the parking garage, in the elevator, on the street. People are seeing my vlogs and then saying hi to me on the street. I've had that a couple of times. So, and I have a viewer who's coming next week. So that's going to be great to meet up with them. So my downtime is used to live life with my friends. I said this before. One of the greatest things that I discovered living here was that I was missing human connection with people my own age, with men my own age, with like-minded people. Oh, great question here. How do you stay healthy abroad? Diet, exercise, and routine? Well, I've been doing this for so long now. First of all, over the last 10 years, I've stopped eating plastic food. I eat only healthy food. I don't eat processed food. Anything wrapped in plastic, I don't eat it. So fruits, vegetables, lean protein, and very little carbs. And I'm also fasting. I fast 18 to 20 hours a day. And I'm drinking like 3-4 liters of water every day. I don't have any sugar. There's no candies, cookies, cake, ice cream, or anything like that. It's coffee with a tiny bit of sugar, black coffee. Coffee's my only vice. But when I'm fasting, I'm allowed to consume only coffee and water or tea, but with no sugar or milk. So black coffee for me is really good. I exercise 6 times a week, and I'm swimming every day on top of that. So I have actually increased my muscles. They're huge right now. You know, they're freaking huge. These shirts are tight. I can't move in them. I've lost 6 centimeters or more off my belly. Even Paul said, you noticed, he said, you have lost a lot of weight. Sorry, not lost a lot. You've lost your belly. I've gained weight because my muscles are now, I've gained 3 kilos in muscle. I lost probably 5 kilos of fat and gained 3 kilos of muscle. Stress? I'm living on a beach, baby. How can I have stress? I'm living on a beach. I'm meeting fun, happy people. I have great friends. I have good food, and there's no problems in my life other than, making sure I have enough money. What gear do you use for filming, editing, and actually worth buying on a budget? All right, so I use an Insta360 X3. I should upgrade. I talked to someone who had an X5 and they said they liked it because it was a little bit better. I don't like the Insta360 for its night vision. It doesn't have any. So I use my S24 for night videos because it's amazing. And I have a microphone set up for that as well. I have a wireless mic for my Insta360, and I love the Insta360 because I don't have to point it. I can just leave it and it shoots 360 degrees. So it's perfect. And the editing is so easy. And buying on a budget, again, what's your budget? There's so much you can spend on accessories and things like that, batteries and lenses and camera covers and everything. It took me a long time to get the setup the way I wanted it to. Poles, stands, battery packs, things like that. It's up to you. That's a cost I can't really explain. I can't tell you how much I spent. A couple $1,000 on my equipment, going through microphones that didn't work. How do you deal with loneliness or building a social life when you move to a new country? Amazing question. Because this goes back to what I said about what I found I was missing in my life was that social interaction. Now, I'm not talking physical romantic. That is something that I'm not lacking in my life. I have physical romantic connections, but not long-term because it just doesn't work for me. Paul says it great. He says, I want someone to bring more peace to my life than I already have. I am so at peace. Yes, I am lonely, but I am so at peace that I'm so happy with the peace I have for the idea, just the idea of having someone in my room right now. Just makes me cringe, right? I don't want that, right? I mean, Princess Jasmine's a good friend of mine, but the fight that she got into with her boyfriend, oh my God, I'm like, why do you want that in your life? And I'm an extrovert. as you guys have seen, as you guys know, I can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime, and I have no issue. I just walk up to people and talk to them. And I built an amazing social life here. And because of the social life I built here, it's made me the happiest I've ever been in, like, I'm going to say 6 years. What's the best and worst parts of living near the beach? Noise, weather, cost, and convenience. Okay, the best and worst. So the best thing is living near the beach. How can you go wrong? The worst day here is better than the best day anywhere else. Because even if you have a few hours of sunshine, I can just walk right there. I don't have to plan a trip to the beach. It's right there. Noise. I'm going to do a vlog on noise. So we do have noise issues here, but it's less than anywhere else in Cebu. We don't have chickens and we don't have karaoke. We do, but not to the extent that I did in the other place I lived in. Weather, unpredictable. Anywhere in the world, it's unpredictable. Like we're having tropical storms every weekend now, so it's really bad. Costs, the best thing is that you can mitigate your costs, right? I'm going to be doing a plan when I come back in August with Terry and Paul that we're going to do bulk buys. Now, because I have the most space, Terry and I have the most space, we're probably going to store it in my house, or maybe even Paul. We can split it. Paul has a lot of space. He has a 1-bedroom, and I'm going to have a 1-bedroom. But, toilet paper, laundry soap, all of the things that you buy in bulk, we're going to buy and split it 3 ways from S&R, because you can save $50 a month. That's $500 a year. Convenience. My life is so simple. Again, I'm single. I have no family. I have no responsibilities. I only need to take care of myself. Living single, don't you fear getting a medical emergency, God forbid? Who will rush you to the nearest hospital? You are constantly moving across the country. Great answer. Great answer. Great question. Sorry. That is a great question. Thank you so much for joining me today, because you are putting forward all of the fears that everyone out there has. Everyone has this fear. Now, I don't want to say it's irrational, but everyone has that fear of taking that first step, right? And once you get past those fears, then it's so easy to retire overseas. And here's what I say to you when it comes to fear, okay? What is stopping you from getting hit by a bus the second you walk outside of your front door? Okay, you have a better chance of marrying Kim Kardashian than you do dying from Ebola. All right? When you calculate the odds. So stop fearing and just live life. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. If you live in fear, you will never live your life. Yes, you need to take precautions. Yes, you need to be careful. And I've done that. I'm financially secure. I've secured my finances. I am emotionally secure. I have friends and family. I am socially secure. I am mentally and physically secure because I eat healthy, I exercise, I diet, and I monitor my blood every 4 months. I go to the doctor and I get the full blood test, right? To check on my condition, to make sure I catch anything before it becomes a problem. Now, here's a funny thing. The question you just asked, I just talked to Paul today. And I said, listen, since I'm here alone, I'm going to probably give him, when I come back, I'm going to give him a house key. And I said, if anything ever happened to me, check up on me. And he says, yeah, we talk every day. And I said, yeah. I said, you are my, emergency contact. If anything happens to me, you're there to Sam, where are you? How come you're not answering me? That's the thing. So I don't worry about that because I've taken precautions, right? I don't talk to my parents every day. Once a week, once every every 2 times a week, at least once a week. They know I'm happy and healthy because they see my Facebook and YouTube, so they know I'm okay. And I check up on them I have access to the webcams at home. We have webcams downstairs, not upstairs, but I see them every morning walking around, and I know they're okay. But I don't have to worry about anything like that. But if anything did happen to me, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right. So I don't even know what the 911 number is here in this country. I should find that out. But all I have to do is pick up there's a house phone here that goes straight downstairs to security, to reception. So I just pick that up and immediately they answer. I have to crawl over here. And here's the last question before we wrap up today. Thank you again, Srina. I really appreciate you joining me today. How did you find my channel? And are you a subscriber? Make sure you hit that bell icon, okay? Truly appreciate it. What is one hard truth about retiring abroad that people do not want to hear but need to hear? Oh, good question. Really, really good question. How am I going to answer that? This is going to be a controversial. No, it's not going to be controversial. Everyone always says, prepare, prepare, prepare. You can't prepare if you don't know. You can watch as many videos as you want. You can study and research as much as you want until you get here and put your feet in the sand and smell the air. You won't know what to do here. Set your expectations low. Don't expect that everything will be perfect. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I'm a very easygoing guy. Let me tell you something. My property manager says I am one of the easiest clients she's ever had. I've had issues with my apartment, but I don't get upset. Just yesterday, the hot water stopped working properly. It was working, but it wasn't working properly. And I said, oh, by the way, there's something, and I explained the situation. She said, oh, no, sir, I'm so sorry. I'll get that to you right away, and blah, blah, blah. And, and I said, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's not a rush. I mean, it's working. I just, when your guy has time, if he can come by and look at it and let me know when, and I'll be here. She goes, I'll get him right over. And the guy came and he says, oh, let me look at it. I don't know whether we can. I said, it doesn't matter. I don't mind taking cold showers. If you can fix it, then fix it. If you can't fix it today, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. My washing machine didn't work when I first came in, and they repaired it. I needed my air cons cleaned because I was getting sick, and they fixed it. But I always said, don't worry about it. I'm not using the air con, but I'd like to use it. And if I could get it cleaned before it gets really hot, then that's okay. She says, you're one of the easiest guests I've ever had. I go, it's you didn't break it. Yeah. Right? So why would I get upset? You didn't break it. It just normal wear and tear. It's old. This apartment, you don't own it, you manage it. And you have a budget that you have to manage the maintenance on this place. I understand that. So that's why, yelling and screaming at someone isn't going to get you a freebie or anything like that. I am going to be properly taken care of by her when I return because I'm giving her good business. I've had people sign up and join rent from her because of my recommendation. She knows that because of this channel, because of you guys. So she knows that I am a quality client, that I'm guaranteed, and I'm not causing problems, and I'm not going to have any issues. And I bring her business, right? So I brought her Terry. I brought her Jasmine. I'm going to be bringing her Lady Sarah. And, maybe someone else who's coming. So everyone who's coming here goes through her. And Terry's probably going to buy from her. And also, Terry's girlfriend is looking for a place. Sorry, not girlfriend, lady friend is looking for a place when Terry leaves. So she's getting a lot of business. Maybe not millions, not thousands and thousands of dollars, but she's getting business, incremental, right? And the business she's getting is going to be from people who are like me, not going to cause her a lot of problem. So she's happy. And you guys have met her, Leah. I interviewed her a little while ago, and I'm going to interview her in a week or so on visas, because she also runs a visa consulting company. She's a full service provider. Buying, renting, selling, tourism, and visas. Everything to do with foreigners living here in Cebu, she can help you take care of it. Driver's licenses, things like that, everything. I'm not sure about medical. I should ask her about medical. All right. So guys, those are all the questions that I've had from you. And I want to say thank you. I did do one thing different on the channel. You cannot comment unless you've been a subscriber for 1 week or more. That is stopping the trolls. I've noticed that the trolls have dropped off. I have a couple of people who are just not happy with me, who are subscribers who comment. And, like I had one guy comment on the food in Sri Lanka and saying it's awful. And then I said, thanks for your detailed description as to why. And then he came back with all this like tinfoil hat conspiracy thing. And I'm like, bro, I've lived in Sri Lanka for 4 years and I've never had an issue. Now, I did live in South Korea for 20 years and I ate the food there. And my stomach has gotten used to different foods, and I've traveled all over the world. I mean, this is the 10th country I've lived in. I can eat street food. Now, I don't eat street food in Thailand, but I do eat street food here, and I've never had a problem. In the 4 months I've been here, never had a problem. No issues. My friend Barry had an issue eating at an expensive restaurant. He got a little stomach bug from an expensive restaurant, but I eat street food. Now, again, my stomach has gotten used to local bacteria. It's not that it's poisonous. It's not that it's bad. It's that you need to get used to the bacteria that is in the food, right? People say, oh, I saw flies on it. There's flies everywhere, okay? And the reason why the locals don't get sick is because they're used to that bacteria. It's not bad for you if your body can process it, right? So think about that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up because I have to get ready for my class and work. So I'm going to have some dinner, and I want to say thank you so much, guys. You are a dream subscribers for your support, your sponsorship, your love, your attention. Please watch everything and support the channel that is now monetized. Support it. Help me out. Help me get some new equipment. I think I'm going to try to get some new equipment because my camera is getting old. It's 3 years old now. So I think I might want to upgrade, but your support will help me do more and get more content for you. So let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear. When you are constantly moving and changing countries, leading to constant changes in mobile numbers, don't you lose touch with family and friends who may not be having your latest one? How do you? Well, nobody contacts me by mobile. It's all WhatsApp or Instagram or in Korea, Kakao Talk. So I only have a very small circle of friends, and I only have my family. So my family is all on WhatsApp. My Korean friends are on Kakao Talk or Instagram. And I only have, so I'll tell you, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 friends in Korea. I have one friend in India who I know from Korea, who's coming here next week. One of my best friends. I have Terry and Paul who are on WhatsApp, and they're my next door neighbors. I have my mom and dad and my brother. That's it. There's nobody else. My cousins, everything, they're relatives. I don't know them. I only met them 4 years ago, right? I've only met my relatives in the last 4 years. Otherwise, I don't know these people other than through blood. So it doesn't really, I don't have a connection to them other than through blood. So other than my parents, who I can see every day on the webcams, and I can call them if I want. I mean, I didn't see my parents for 18 years when I lived in Korea. I saw them once or twice every 2 years. So for me, that familial connection is not important. And if my friends want to come, they'll text me. But I make local friends. That's more important to me. And traveling around, it doesn't matter what my mobile phone number is. Online services is the easiest way to stay connected because that doesn't change whether you change phone numbers. I have 3 phone numbers. I have a Korean phone number, I have a Sri Lankan phone number, and I have a Philippine phone number. Doesn't matter what they are because everybody connects to me through apps. So that's how I stay connected. And through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, right? That never goes away. All right, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi. Sammi in Cebu. I want to say thank you again to everyone. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be helpful. Be supportive. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. And we'll see you all on the other side.